Hello everybody, it's your favorite sussy propagandist KYN4 back with another video today, and today we are going to be talking about how to organize your base. Yes, because I put a poll out in the Discord, and apparently a lot of you want to know how to organize your base, which is very valid. I mean, I've seen people's bases. Some people just cook and they make really good bases. Some people do lawn bases. Some people just struggle to build and they just put machines wherever they can. I'll talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's just freaking straight, no nonsense. Let's run it. See this hole in the ground? This is literally going to be your prim base. So we'll just cover this quickly. Basically, when you're in primitive, you don't got to worry about making your base look nice. You don't got to worry about a cool house. You just got to get things moving, okay? Once you're in late LV and early MV, that's when you worry about like properly building out and all that. But this is just a quick section to cover it. So you're primitive, don't worry too much about building. Obviously you don't have to take my advice. You can totally build like whatever you want. Just like you're not gonna have many options, okay? But yeah, do what you want. Okay, lawn bases are like, imagine a massive flat piece of land, a lawn if you would. And then on this lawn, you just throw like hundreds of different machines. That's what a lawn base is. Now, to the credit of the lawn base degenerates, it is not that hard to work with a lawn base, and it actually would be pretty easy to organize, alright? Because everything's in one flat plane. You don't got to maneuver up and down through tunnels around these corridors, blah, blah, no. A lawn base, if you just want to be simple and play straight for progression and just get things done and get the ball spinning, get the ball moving fast, make a lawn base. Just place down machines, make sure they're chunk aligned. You can make a crawl space underneath for all your pipes, or you can make it a giant platform in the sky. Like you can literally the sky is the limit. You can make it as big as you want, as wide as you want. Hell, you can build it in the beneath if you want. But yeah, lawn bases are a really good option for players who aren't really experienced in building and who are more focused on progression anyway. So yeah, those are lawn bases for you. Molerat bases are basically bases that are largely underground. So take my nuclear facility, for example. Anyone who's played Black Mesa knows what I'm talking about, because this is my favorite style to build a base. I love it. Everything underground. I love the complex nature of it. So when you're doing a Molerat base, you can make it as like however you want. So it can literally be a Molerat lawn base, all right, like Train Boys base, or you can or you can literally like make it look like Black Mesa or something. Like you can do it however you want, right? So just the things people should know, the new players should know about a mole rat base is it's gonna be harder to actually build. Not in terms of rooms and digging, but like in terms of your piping, your logistics and infrastructure, because you actually have to plan it out more thoroughly, and you got to think about where things are going. However, it is so much more worth it in the long run because your base will look so sick. Alright, so we've covered options for building a base, like a mole rat base and a lawn base. There's endless different options, but I just covered two examples. Let's talk about actually the base layout and planning. So we're going to use my base as an example, starting with the workshop. The workshop is literally the center of your entire operation. So when you're building a base, you make sure that this thing is at the center of the entire facility. Or you make sure it's in close proximity to the vital facilities that you're going to be using. All right. So I'll get into what will be around the workshop in a second, but make sure you have this down on your to-do list. Make the workshop at the center of the base because you're going to be here the most. So in my base, connected directly to the workshop is the alloy forge, the oven arrays, and the raw materials plant. So this is the case because I want to have access to all these critical facilities because I'm going to be going back and forth to them constantly. Also, if you go up these stairs, there's my titanium line stainless steel, and then you go the downstairs. There's aluminium, silicon, and then you got steel as well. So you want all this critical stuff right next to your workshop. Now you can obviously tweak it and move whatever you want where. It's just a matter of preference, really, what you think is the most important. But basically, this is all connected to my workshop, because I want quick access to it because I'm going to be doing a lot of, let's just say, smelting, for example. So yeah, always keep that in mind. You also want to make sure that there's a few storage areas near your workshop, be it at the back of your workshop or just like, let's just say across the street from your workshop. Just a massive storage area to store things in bulk, junk items and all that. And yeah, and you want that just so to come in handy. It will come in handy when you're moving bases or when you're cleaning things up or when you're organizing. Also, make sure your acid lines are nearby as well because acids are very important. And if your acid lines are near your workshop, your computer fabrication area is also going to have to be near your workshop because these acids I mean, are very useful. They come in here. They're used in a lot of processing regarding computer parts. So just keep that in mind. So everything has like a link to it. So the computer shop is near the acids. The acids is near the raw materials plant. The raw materials plant is near the workshop. Make sure all these things are in close proximity to you. Um, and yeah, and if you don't have a beefy computer like me, you can always chunk load and use long distance pipes. You don't have to like literally make the whole thing a monolith where everything's right under one roof. Just keep everything in close proximity to each other. Like see in this image, it's far away, but I can chunk load if I need to. You know what I mean? But it's still on site. So just yeah. Also, make sure your turbines or whatever's producing your power is also close because you don't want that to be far away and then you unload the chunk and then the power stops coming. So make sure your power is nearby or make sure it's chunk loaded. Uh, so yeah, always keep that in mind as well. Some key locations in a base you're going to want to build eventually is obviously your workshop, your storage area. We've already covered this. An extrusion area, a chemical shop, a petrochem shop, a weapons workshop. You're also going to want to build somewhere to store your weapons, like an armory. You also want to need a trophy room and living quarters. Don't forget a computer workshop as well as an alloy forge. These are my personal preferences. I like to segment my base to like what like to specialize them. So you don't have to do it like this. You can just kitchen sink it if you want. But that's it. I like to keep my base organized. So I want like my workshop. I want my tools in one place. I want my chemicals in another. I want my guns somewhere else. So yeah, do it how you want. But this is how I do it. Alright fellas, and that's basically me wrapping it up for today's video. So this was really not like a guide on how to really build your base in terms of style and design. Everyone has their own style, everyone has their own aesthetic, everyone can build how they want. You can do lawn base, mole rat. However, this was more of a just like a advice where like for people who have gotten further beyond MV and people that are coming close to getting to that point where they actually got to start building proper, or people that just want a reason to build, and so this wasn't really a guide for like how to build everything out. I just wanted to give you some basic tips, where your stuff should go, like for example your acids and all that, and then I want you to apply that logic. So like you have a nuclear reactor, put your uranium line nearby. So yeah, just little tips and little bits of advice. I hope this helped. I mean, this wasn't I don't know. But yeah, I guess do with this information as you will, and remember, tell your friends and your enemies. I'll see you later.